apologize, bro. I get it. 40 is the new 30.
Don't you
And
ever in your life call me 40 ever
40
again.
is the new 30. And it's cool, bro. Tell everybody, hey, bro, you look good for a 40-year-old man.
We're going to move on to Bel Air. Because you're pissing me off. Yeah, let's talk about Bel Air. You ready to talk about Bel Air? Chat ready to move on to Bel Air? All right, let's talk about what's going on with Will and Trey in episode 5 from PA to LA.
Oh, so much bitch assness going on in this episode. Boy. So much bitch assness.
I couldn't help but laugh at some of the scenes that go on. We'll talk about it. So the opening scene, Trey got flued out to Bel Air. I didn't think about this, but somebody actually mentioned this in our last review that Trey is basically the new version of Ice Trey, who was Don Cheadle's character in the original. I did not know that. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I saw the comment as well.
I thought that was kind of cool, at least if they are the same person. Hillary is moving out of the pool house. After 22, Phil suggests Hillary and Viv cut each other some slack in their whole Cold War situation that they've got going on. He hints that maybe seeing her in her element may help Hillary gain some respect from Aunt Viv. The dinner she's planning just got a lot more stressful in that situation. So, any thoughts on her joining the little content creator house and the dinner she's planning and her fight with Aunt Viv?
Why did that have to happen at their house? Why we couldn't do the influencer dinner at somebody else's house?
Why couldn't they do it at the content creator house?
I'm like, why everybody got to pull up to your crib before you move into y'all's creator house? I thought that was weird.
A little weird that she's hiding cameras too. I thought that was weird. Yeah, why are you hiding them?
Little sus. At least tell people like, hey, we got cameras, but act natural. Something. But I feel like with that crowd that she had at the house, they were probably always ready for cameras to be rolling. So they're never ill prepared for a camera to be rolling.
Boy.
It was a thirst for clout in that house that night. Like I can't even. I don't know what I would do if a nigga walked out butt ass naked. I don't.
We not there yet.
Fam,
we not there yet. I can't handle that situation. Let's ease our way into it. Pause.
Not that one. Not.
Hey yo. All right. I had to get you back for the fucking the 40-year-old comment.
Okay. Let's see where we're going tonight.
Yeah, you know what I mean? First live stream. We in it. Hey, it's lit.
Bet.
All right. So Trey points out that now that Rashad is dead, Will doesn't have to stay, and we get a little bit of hesitation from Will. In fact, throughout this episode, it seems that Will is kind of avoiding the conversation of, why don't I just stay here? Like, what's the big deal about me not going back to Philly?
Bro. What kind of loser do you have to be looking at this, looking at fucking paradise, and want to drag your homie back to the block? Like, how miserable can you be? You know what I mean? Like, I can say that, like, I don't know who. Let me ask you this: in regards to acknowledging success, who do you think are better, women or men? Acknowledging their peers' success. You think women or men are better at acknowledging each other's success?
Do you mean like when one of their friends succeeds, they congratulate and things like that, or
exactly, like they've taken a step that they haven't taken, or something like that, really, where there becomes some sort of degree of separation now? Who's better at acknowledging those things?
I would say women, because women are like actually genuinely happy for people who continue to succeed. In some cases.
Okay, sure.
When it comes to men, I feel like we all want to do bigger and better and compete with the person who's succeeding. And in the case of maybe Trey, he don't got that. Like he don't got the resources to top dog Will in the situation that he's in. He's gonna go back home to West Philly to where it's gray and cloudy, and Will is always sunny in Bel Air, big mansions, living it up.
So that's interesting because I interpret it the other way around. I think because men, like we kind of were wired to respect power, or strength or success, right? It almost it kind of it's like a de facto kind of deference to that. When somebody succeeds around you, it's kind of like even if it's one of those underhanded, oh yeah, I see you with your little podcast, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I see you with your little business or whatever. You still got to show a level of deference to it, right? Boy, I didn't see some women smile and then turn around and be like, "Oh,
It's that question is hard to answer because in some cases I see hater ass niggas be
you
like,
right,
yeah, nah, fuck your
you right,
podcast, fuck your business. I don't care. I
you
don't give a
right."
fuck.
The
And I've
reason why I
seen
said that though is because I feel like Trey's reaction was a little atypical. Because I
no,
just
I
have
agree. I
I have
agree.
a hard time believing that like you would just be mad at your boy for coming for this come up.
Yeah.
Like, man, this once in a lifetime, and it's not like he asked for it. And also, you are not my girlfriend. Let's get out of friend mode here for a second and let's talk some real shit. Nigga, you're not my girl.
That's a
Bruh,
fact.
I live in Cali now, which means you can come out here wherever you want and kick it and still have your West Philly that you love so much. Like you acting like we about to leave each other forever, like we breaking up or something. Hold on, fam. What's up with all of that? Like that would have made me uncomfortable. Like, fam, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
I moved away. I didn't say we I ain't never gonna see you, bro. Look where you at, fam. Look where you at. You in a
Yeah.
millionaire's crib right now, staying for a week,
And can come back.
and can come back whenever you want to. Fam, that's a plug. I wish you would move to Bel Air. Fucking wish.
That is. Yeah, no, that whole situation between them kind of pissed me off as well. But Trey is not the only one who feels this way. For some reason,
I agree with you, Tony
moms
Robinson. Trey is definitely jealous, for sure.
extremely, extremely. But he's not the only one feeling this way. It seems that on the phone, Aunt Viv and Vi are having a conversation about Will coming home. She seems to think that Will's just definitely coming home.
Hey man. I don't know why they keep fucking teasing me with this whole what? Because why does Aunt Viv why is she so connected to Will, bro? Like, okay, Rashad's gone, safety has been established, right? Like, okay, it's time for Will to go back home. Why is she so thirsty to keep Will there? All of a
Because
sudden,
she's
all
the
of a
only
sudden,
one with sense.
no man,
She's the only one with sense.
it's something else there. And then why is Vi so defensive? Why would you be so defensive about sending your son with your sister? What is that? What is it? What the fuck is it, bruh? I'm trying.
Here's
Hey,
here's what pisses me off about that whole situation between moms and Trey is that Will is what a junior in high
sure.
school,
Mm-hmm.
so he has a year and a half max, and then he's going off to college.
Anyways,
So what are you
they
doing all
act
this
like he was
for?
about to come back to West Philly and stay there forever.
Like what? Like come on,
And stay
fam.
there forever. And that's the thing. Like, I feel like the idea of like, all right, well, I ain't got nothing. You got something, but I ain't got nothing. So that means you have to stay here with me. I think this show does a good job of balancing themes, right? Like on one hand, you have the idea that sometimes you have to leave your hood behind. Sometimes
Yeah.
you have to leave your friends behind. Sometimes you have to leave things that were familiar to you behind so that you can grow. Then on the other hand, you have the more radical views that they're pushing, with Uncle Phil and his story arc right now, right? So like how they're balancing the more conservative views with the more progressive political takes are coming on here, I think is real interesting because I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't really gravitate to that type of storytelling in terms of the conservatism. Right. The idea that, sometimes there is a talented 10th and sometimes you do have to live above your circumstances and pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Sometimes it's necessary to do those kind of things. I don't really buy into that in like with the rhetoric, I guess, but I didn't mind it. It was very mild and it was balanced, right? Like they're giving multiple viewpoints. They're not giving a jaded or biased perspective at any point in this show. I feel like whether you are, a young progressive black person, an older moderate, a middle-aged conservative, I feel like everybody can find themselves in this show. And it's not tropey. It's not, it's not demeaning or disrespectful to any of the groups, right? I feel like everybody can find themselves in this show. And that's unique because that doesn't happen. Even on the shows that we like, it's not like that typically.
Like I said a couple of episode reviews ago, I think this show finds a way to have conversations like how we would actually have conversations, but then at the same time put some gems in there, put the medicine in those conversations. I think, like you said, that's something that a lot of shows just aren't doing because either it feels too preachy and it's not authentic to how we actually speak, or it's too fantastical. It's power basically. You know what I mean? So, like you said, I think they're doing something that a lot of shows just aren't doing right now.
Couple comments. Shout out to Rose. Like Aunt Viv said, they're traumatized kids processing all of this. That's facts.
That's big facts.
That's facts. That's facts. And
dealing with trauma that a lot of people don't. You know what I mean? Like some black kids deal with this trauma, but a lot of just regular kids their age don't deal with that same trauma.
And I can get trauma. I now that you put it like that, I can see that because they experienced that together, and now Will's trying to bounce for good. So now he has to deal with that trauma by himself. He has to blaze that path by himself, and I can get that. I guess I can identify with it. It didn't come out like that. It didn't come out like that, but I get it.
And yet, and still, my issue with him only coming back for a year and a half is still a thing. He's gonna have to leave the nest at some point anyway.
Yeah.
So
yeah. It seemed a bit irrational, right? Like it seemed a little emotional, and I understand it. Like you said, putting it like that, being traumatized and experiencing that with your best friend, only to have him move all the way across the country. You know what I mean? That's got to do something to you. So I guess I can get that. I just feel like he wasn't fair to Will at all. Like, oh yeah, you soft, you a sellout, all of this other stuff. Like, man, come on, bro. Like now you hating. Now it's just flat out hate. We at your favorite rapper's concert. You got to meet the nigga because of my uncle. Come on, man. Like now it's just hate.
And he was kind of giving that hate, like it kind of escalated throughout the episode. Like it wasn't just all at once.
Talking to Carlton. Can we go there? Can we talk about Carlton's hating ass?
Not yet.
Please.
We still in the opening scenes. I haven't even gotten that far yet.
My God.
I wanted to note that Will called Trey a dickhead in like one of the earlier scenes in the episode. I think they're gonna pull out Nut Ass Freak Ball at some point.
Bro,
I'm just waiting for it.
Chill.
That is one of the funniest words ever in slang ever. I need to see it. If Will calls Carlton a nut ass freak ball, I'm gonna lose it. I'm just
I don't know why you want to hear that so fucking bad.
Because it's hilarious. Call somebody a nut ass freak ball one time, and I guarantee you, it'll make your day.
They're gonna be so confused. Like, what the fuck did he just say? Because I'm gonna say that shit quick as fuck.
I'm just telling you, it'll make your day.
Nut ass freak ball. Nut ass freak ball. I'll be like, huh? Is that patois? What is that?
Oh, yikes. All right. So the first actor in this show that I've recognized that hasn't spit 3 rounds on stage, Dwayne Martin, a.k.a. Gina's ex-husband.
Hey, I thought my homeboy was canceled. Good to see you, brother. Good to see that the black delegation let you out of jail.
That's a fact. That's a fact. He's showing up in Bel Air, and he seems to indicate that 22 Phil is polling up because of his remarks at the skating rink. Any thoughts on that at all?
I like that they're having this banter about how to go through the campaign, right? Because we've touched on, with Will Smith being the executive producer of this project, I find it very surprising that they're touching on certain themes that are antithetical to the Democratic platform right now. If you look at Washington, if you look at the established politicians in Washington on the Democratic side of things, Will Smith is very much so ingrained into that community, into that camp. Heavy Democratic donor, Hillary supporter, Obama supporter. So to hear him talking about, I don't want to be a moderate candidate, like, I feel like that even that little line is so important because it begins to define what it is that people are seeing in real life, right? Like, I can remember having this talk, not just in 2016, but even in 2018 in the midterms. It was like, you understand that, like, you trying to break down to people that they're voting for incremental change, or they're voting for moderate candidates that don't actually try to fix the things that they think are wrong in their life and society. And so trying to get that concept over to them that, like, you don't have to be a Republican to work against your interest. You can just be a moderate. Do you know what I'm saying? You can be a do nothing, bribe taking centrist and do just as much harm, if not more, than a conservative in that regard, right? If that's your political affiliation. So I like that they're addressing people accurately now. They're not fawning over politicians. They're not, it's not like elite propaganda. Like, no, man, they talking about these issues the way me and you would talk about them.
Right.
Right. When we talking about defund the police or anything, like, they straight up told the police chief, like, man, that we could scrape a couple million just on discretionary funds. You know what I'm saying? Get one less water tank and we could probably save about 2 or 3 million. You know what I mean? Save some of that paramilitary gear and put it somewhere else. Those conversations are not happening on TV too often. And the reason why is because the people creating the TV shows are in not necessarily cahoots, but have relationships with that apparatus, with those people. I think it's brave to be writing like this because it's not the popular thought amongst, like we said, against Hollywood or in Washington. So shout out to them for that whole, for his stance, right? His unapologeticness.
It would seem, well, we've been having like a lot of just different conversations about representation. It would seem that you are very excited about having some progressive representation.
Absolutely, for sure.
Yeah. So shout out to that. I got a question for you. Are you aware of D Smoke as a rapper? Are you at least somewhat aware of him as a rapper?
Sure.
Maybe not his music.
Sure.
Would you ever take D Smoke as the rapper that 15 and 16-year-olds are out here wanting to, go to the concert and
I don't
super
know.
excited about?
I don't know enough about him to tell you. I don't know.
D Smoke feels like to me somebody that we would enjoy.
Okay.
Right? Because his music is very black centric and very Afrocentric, I guess. It's very much
from Philly?
something. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I was trying to throw him some bail, but it didn't.
I just thought it was strange that D Smoke is the rapper that they're just super excited to go see in concert as 15 and 16-year-olds. Like,
maybe he was the only one available.
I think that's what it was.
Maybe he was the only guy available. Jason Derulo was doing TikTok videos by his pool.
The fact that Jason Derulo is the first artist that came to your mind is nuts.
Will Smith? Who's the first artist? Will Smith? It's either Joyner Lucas or fucking Jason Derulo.
I would think Joyner Lucas would be somebody that they'd be excited to see.
Joyner Lucas would have been better. Joyner Lucas would have been better.
I'm just
hey, if they was out there fanboying over Derulo, I'd have lost it.
Yeah, no, that's not. I don't even know if he's doing music anymore. He's doing TikToks, fam. He's doing TikToks. He's not doing music anymore.
Yo, Trey being in the Jason Derulo is hilarious. That's
Nah, that's nasty. That's what that is.
you, Jason Derulo. This the real Rulo right here.
Stop. Relax. Let's see. I think we talked about some of the stuff that I kind of wrote down notes for. I think it's important to note the time like that has elapsed, because you would think, I think watching the show, that maybe a couple days or maybe a couple weeks the most has passed. But the fact that Trey is pretty much completely healed from his bullet wound would seem to indicate that this has been some weeks that have kind of elapsed
Oh
in the
yeah,
situation.
yeah. They didn't jump ahead a little bit because everybody, especially with his mom, it's like, oh, all right, everything cool now. You know what I mean? Especially like the fact that I don't think she would have brought him home immediately after he died, but it seems like some time has passed and she's ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's like, bring my son back.
Yeah. I just thought that was because when I watched it first, I remember last episode they ended with him supposedly coming out to visit.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of think, oh, this is probably later that week. No, I think this is some weeks that have passed, and so now he's coming out and he's out in Bel Air. Just wanted to throw that out there. Okay, so Will goes to Hillary for advice on what he should do as far as leaving for Philly or staying in LA. And I thought that was very interesting because the OG Will would have probably consulted Uncle Phil. Probably
About
wouldn't
leaving?
have come to Hillary for advice. Now, obviously, this is a completely different Hillary.
I disagree.
You think Will would have came to Hillary for advice?
To his big cousin before he would have went to Uncle Phil, which would have gave him a parent response and not a big homie response. He wasn't looking for an adult response. He was looking for a big homie to give him some advice.
I
He
agree with
wasn't
that.
looking to be parented, and that's exactly what Uncle Phil was going to give him.
I think he would have probably maybe reached out to Jazz, maybe.
Okay.
I just think because, first of all, the Hillary from the OG situation probably wouldn't have gave him the best advice. But
Change your mind, bro. That Hillary's gone. She dead.
No.
This new Hillary.
But I like the fact that, this show seems to put importance on not just the matriarch giving advice, but just Black women in general are considered sources for advice. I just think that's I think that's dope. I think it's a good thing.
Sure.
And something that we probably wouldn't have seen in an original sitcom. I just don't.
No. No, because she was too ditzy. She wouldn't have been able to put it together.
Yeah, for sure.
Where's Philadelphia?
Okay, so 22 Phil provides a breakdown of the influencers that Hillary will be living with to Aunt Viv, because obviously she couldn't be bothered to read the email that Hillary sent out. All but two of these influencers are non-Black, so I think there's two white influencers and then an Asian influencer, and then there's the two Black twins. And of course, they have to be the least serious influencers. They got to be the Black ass brothers,
the pranksters. Is that still a thing? Like we should do some pranks.
No, we shouldn't.
No, we should do some pranks. We should we shouldn't run down the street and smack people in the back of the neck. I know there's that one where you throw a bucket over somebody's head and then run around a corner and act like it wasn't you. We could do that.
I don't think our target demographic gives a fuck about pranks. Let us know. Do y'all want to see us do pranks?
Y'all want to see us do pranks?
We're definitely not doing pranks like what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, no, cuz would have got beat up. But then, how do you fight him? How you put your hands on him? You can't.
No.
You gotta get a broom. You literally have to Showtime at the Apollo his ass out of the house. Dog, what's wrong with you? What grown man goes to somebody else's house and get butt ass naked and come out in front of company?
You know who you get to deal with that situation? Jeffrey. Because Jeffrey gonna come out with the blick.
Yo, where was Jeffrey at this episode?
So he was handling business.
No, you telling me you can take care of Rashad 1,000 miles away, but you can't stop the butt naked dancing bear in the kitchen. You can't stop that from happening. Where was your antennas, Jeffrey?
Bro,
He
he
had to have
was
been somewhere
handling
in the
business in the
hallway getting naked.
streets.
Come on, bro.
Bro was handling business in the streets, fam.
Security is lacking at the Banks house in Jeffrey's absence.
Nah, bro.
How ain't
Jeffrey
nobody
is
catch fam walking around stark naked in the mansion?
Jeffrey is a shatta. He had to put work in the streets, big work in the streets. That was a terrible patois, by the way. I apologize to any of our
You
Jamaican.
gotta chill. You
But
gotta
Jeffrey is
chill.
a shatta. He's in the streets, okay?
Sure.
So he can't be everywhere at once. He's handling work in the streets.
That's a good question. Do you think Jeffrey did it himself? You think he put in the work?
No. I think he paid for that to happen.
So then where the hell why wasn't he here?
But he has to make money to make that shit happen. You know what I mean? So he's property managing. That's what he's doing. He's managing property in the streets.
Oh, Jeffrey's a drug dealer. I'm gonna be upset if he's a drug dealer. I don't think he's a drug dealer.
I don't think they'll ever, say it, but he's a big time gangster out here in the streets. That's all I'm saying. Big OG Jeffrey.
Maybe in his old life. He better now. He made it out.
Oh, okay. I think we're halfway through this episode so far. You want to consult the chat?
Sure. Let's see. I think we got. Oh, what's up? Shout out to my future mother-in-law, Ashanti Grace. Y'all make sure y'all go check out her page, Adventure Bandits.
Oh, the travel joint.
Yep. Make sure y'all go check them out.
For sure.
The gifter of this Kobe poster behind me.
They can't see your Kobe poster.
What's up, Raya? Tony Robinson said, I think Rashad Crew would still want to get at Will over the snitching situation. Rose agreed.
I would think that would be the case. I mean, that's how the streets roll. You know what I mean? Streets need a body. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would throw a bit of a snag into my whole Rashad as Will's dad.
Oh. Uh-oh. Are we still on this kick? Is this what's happening? I thought we debunked.
Well, yeah, we debunked, and then they teased it a little bit, so I'm still hanging on by a thread.
Okay,
but right. Can we talk about what's next? What's the next topic? Like, what is the next thing here? I want to make sure I ain't.
Well, we haven't actually gotten into the dinner as a whole. But
okay.
We talked about the prank, and I'm going to leave that alone for now.
Make sure you take us to Aunt Viv.
Oh, no.
Make sure you take us to Aunt Viv and her little friend.
We're going to talk about that. All right. At the dinner, everyone's having a great time. Will seems to be an honorary black ass brother. Carlton seems to be eyeing the little Asian influencer. And Trey is wilding out on the brown liquor. Trey and brown liquor do not go well together.
Boy, he act like he ain't got no home training. You just walk into people's house and sneak the brown liquor. First of all, was everybody in there are the kids allowed to drink? What are they allowed to do? What are they allowed to do? Because it seemed like it was cool.
Yeah, no, but I mean, you got to think. I feel like in some cases the rich, at some level, just don't give a fuck about at least like things like drinking. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah.
Oh, it's at home. It's fine.
But then again, I'm not rich, so I don't know what they actually think about that. That's the way it seems to be portrayed.
Okay.
Carlton is minding his own damn business for once, and bro is just like staring at him. I don't know why he was just
some more bitch assness. Like that. Some more bitch assness.
But then that's when Trey just starts word vomiting everything about the whole situation.
Which, once again, why did that make you so mad, Carlton? So Trey just told you that he got into some shit trying to defend him. Will, meaning, got into some shit trying to defend Trey. They both got arrested. Your father pulled some strings to get Will off the hook and out to LA instead of prison. What exactly about that pisses you off? What exactly about? So you would have rather your father, with all his resources, stand idly by as your cousin go to prison. That's where we at. That's how bad you want to beat Will out for Lisa. You wanted that man to go to prison, and for your daddy to sit on his hands while it all unfolded. For your cousin, for your blood. That's some next level bitch assness, man. I don't know what to do with that.
We will talk about what really pissed me off about that in just a second. After seeing Viv have a convo with one of the influencers, we see Ashley having a conversation with one of the influencers from the LGBT community about sexuality specifically, which is absolutely nuts because Ashley's 12. However, the influencer did drop some game on Ashley about how she may view her sexuality going forward. Because it seems at this juncture, Ashley doesn't fully know the full
What
extent
she
of her
is.
sexuality. Yeah.
So I think it was only weird because nobody caught on to it. Like, here's the 12-year-old in the house sitting over here talking to the sexuality influencer in depth. My immediately, like, just one quick scan around the room and seeing Ashley sitting down with the sex talk lady from the internet and like ding 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 ding. What the hell is going?
Like,
Ashley, what the fuck you over there talking about?
Disclaimer: I don't think either one of us had any issues with her talking through her sexuality. Just kind of nuts that, fam, she's 12.
She's 12 and nobody noticed that she was over here having this conversation about the fluidity of her sexuality. Like, where are her parents' antennas right now? Like, you got dad over here talking to the oldest influencer. It looks like he's aging out. You got mom over here hollering at the Asian girl named Fanta. I wanted to get offended, but I let it go. I let it go. Yeah, so like nobody was paying attention. I don't know who or Hillary was worried about the party in general. Will is he got his head up the black ass's ass, and Trey is over here crying his heart out to Carlton, giving him every reason. Well, no, he didn't give him any reason. I don't know what he did for Carlton. I don't know why your cousin getting helped out pissed you off so much.
Yeah, no, not I don't know. Thanks to one of the influencers, Viv is finally starting to see and respect what it is that Hillary is doing. Finally, a little bit.
Oh damn, Tom, just say congrats. Like, I don't know why she have a hard time just saying nice things. Like, oh, that's nice, Hillary, and just stop. That's it. That's nice, and just quit.
Yeah. Carlton then presses his dad about the strings he pulled for Will, which, fam, it's none of your fucking business.
Nigga, what business of it is yours?
Who do you think you're talking to like this?
Fam. Let me talk to you for a second. Did you do anything to accumulate this clout or this political weight that I've accumulated that got your cousin out of trouble? No? Go back down to that party and stop fucking talking to me. See, this is what happens when your kids do Xanax in the closet. They build up courage. They build up courage to say things to you that they're not supposed to. Because Carlton must have lost his rabbit ass mind.
Clearly.
Who are you talking to? You're going to question me? And then the thing that you're questioning me over is making sure that your cousin's life wasn't ruined. That's what you're questioning me over. So now, not only are you out of line for questioning me in the first place, you really out of line because you're like literally preying on your family's downfall. Like, what kind of person are you? But you so righteous, you up here on your high horse talking to me as if I was just supposed to sit idly by and let it happen.
Yeah.
And because I intervened, now I've fallen short of the things that I've made. Carlton. I swear to God, bro, that's that
pissed me off.
That new age, I'm the victim stuff. Like, cause bruh, you have no reason to be upset. What you upset is that your dad and Will are so close now, and your dad moved mountains to get Will into a better spot. You jealous. Mm-hmm. Yep. You jealous.
Yep. Furthermore, Carlton thinks it's okay to call shots against Will and basically tell him, look, you stay away from Lisa or I'm going to tell everybody what I know. Which, fam, Carlton, you did so much to start to make me like you a little bit in that last episode. And with one fell swoop, you just got rid of all of that. I fucking hate Carlton now because of all this bullshit he's doing in this episode.
It's
like it's not your place.
He can't come to terms with the fact that Will just has something that he doesn't. And it makes him uncomfortable. And he used to be the big guy on campus, and now it's Will. And so now you got to settle into your new role as the sidekick. Or not even just a sidekick. You don't have to be a sidekick because someone else is a star. How about you be a star in your own right? Facts. How about you operate under your own faculties and not worry about what Will got going on?
My problem is, I thought we were over this at some level.
I thought they got cool. Yeah, I thought they got cool. Like you're pissed because what, Carlton? What exactly? I shot a gun in the air to save my friend from getting jumped. I went to jail. Bro thought I snitched on him. He was gonna kill me, and your dad saved me. I'm sorry. I apologize, Carlton, for like what exactly? What is he supposed to apologize to you for? I feel like Carlton and Trey need to talk to each other. They need to go sit in a room and have a conversation before Trey pulled off. They needed to talk.
Or maybe they didn't.
No,
I feel like that it either would make things better or it would make things a lot worse.
You know what it is? Sometimes when two wrong people bounce their wrong ideas off of each other, they realize that they both stupid.
Facts.
like sometimes when you hear your point of view out of somebody else's mouth, you realize how dumb it is. Like, you know what? I think I used to say that shit before, and I probably shouldn't say that no more.
So after trying to keep Will away, Will tries, but it's obvious that something is up. He tries to stay away from Lisa, but it's obvious something is up, which clear backfire for whatever the fuck Carlton was trying to get done.
What was the plan, fam? What was the plan? Okay, I forced Will to stay away from Lisa. Now she can really like me the way she wants to when Will isn't around, because that's how it works. Once Will isn't around, she's going to stop liking him and start liking me, because that's how women work.
It gets way worse on that. It gets way worse on that. We'll talk about that in a second.
Like, bro, okay. I don't think we probably don't in the the 12 people in the chat right now, but if there are anybody on the replay, any adolescents in here, just learn this as a life lesson. There is no way to force a woman to like you. She either like you or she don't. And the more you push her to like you, if she don't like you, the more embarrassing this thing begins to get. So now we're at the point where Carlton has to force his cousin, the man that she likes now, to stay away from her as to try to funnel Lisa back to him.
He dirty macking.
And when she realizes that all this shit that you did for her, all this planning, all this niceness you've been throwing her way, has only been to try to get her back, even though she told you she didn't want you, fam. You have not experienced embarrassment like Carlton felt at that bar.
It's gonna get worse. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, I'm about to say, don't be the guy. Don't be the guy.
Quick note. Apparently, teens do fuck with D-Smoke because Trey was at a loss for words. Was not aware of that. Just want to throw that back out there. The fourth actor I've recognized in the show, aside from Dwayne Martin, Gina's ex, Easy to Block Captain, and now D-Smoke, is Michael Ealy. Ricky from Barbershop is plotting heavy on that bitch.
Bruh, I was like, get the fuck out of here, Blue Eyes. Back up. Back up. You leave Aunt Viv alone. She got a good man at home. He all supportive and stuff. And he, you know what I'm saying? He up here being a good man and he faithful and he a good dad. You better back the hell up. Don't you come over here trying to ruin no relationships. You go black them Blue Jays somewhere else.
Ricky from Barbershop is wild, son.
Go find Eve. Get out of here. You in the wrong state. Head back to Chicago. Get out of here. Over there talking all low. He got the music playing. They looking at pictures on the wall. I was like, you better back up. I'm about to call Field 22 right now.
Oh man, yeah, that was a wild scene, but I can only imagine it's gonna get worse.
He over here smooth talking to her, talking about I got you a whole wall in my exhibit. Tear it, put something else up in there. Put a picture up. She ain't ready. She said she ain't ready.
He got the big wine glasses, the fucking glasses as big as your fucking head, the goblets.
I'm like, man, somebody call Aunt Viv right now and snap her out of this. She over here checking him out when he turning around. I'm like, hey, what you looking at, man?
Mind you, she had a blank fucking canvas earlier on in the episode. All of a sudden, she got all this, she got all the creativity in the
Come
world.
on, man.
She ain't got
Chill
no
out.
artist block.
Chill out on the Aunt Viv unfaithful arc. Chill out. We didn't had all this black love positivity. We don't need that. We don't need it. We really don't. Please don't do this to me.
Somebody commented on the last episode about how 22 Phil might be the one to have an affair, and then here comes Nikki out of nowhere. What if?
No. Oh, you mean like her and oh.
What if?
Nah, man.
Just throwing that out there.
Also,
anyway.
I caught something in this episode that I don't know if I just missed it earlier on in the episodes or not, but Will said something that like kind of went off. He was like, Trey's been around with me since my dad left. So Will remembers his dad? He know who his father is? Like he would spot him on the street if he seen him? Because that kind of changes stuff as well in terms of who his daddy could be.
Yeah, I guess he didn't recognize him in the OG. I was trying to think if he remembered him in the OG one, but he didn't even recognize him.
I think it had been so long that he didn't recognize him. But in this one, he says, "Since my dad is," I don't know if he was a baby when his dad left, or you know what I'm saying. We don't know. I don't think they said exactly how old he was when his dad bounced, but I didn't realize that he knows who his father is.
Yeah.
In this iteration. So that was, I think that's important because it is going to go a long way to telling the story of Will's dad. Yeah. Kind of eliminate some potential suspects.
For sure. Speaking of dads, Lisa's dad, the cop, pulls up to the D-Smoke concert to let 22 Phil know that those defend comments were whack.
Hey, Phil
put his foot down.
You said defund the police. we can't have that. See, that's what I expect them Democratic operatives. That's that conversation that Phil had with the chief of police. That's what the DNC is. Those are those conversations they having with Will Smith right now. Like, Will, yeah, no, we really like the show. I think we're gonna line you up for some Emmys, maybe even an Oscar. Hey, do me a favor. Never say the words defund the police in your television show ever again.
Could be, especially at NBC.
Yeah, here at the Academy, we love your stuff. We love your work. Could you do me a favor and just kind of stop saying the word moderate when you describe Democratic politicians? It's really bad for our messaging and our image. You know what I mean? Those the conversations that he probably gonna have after this season of Bel Air. So continuing to be very honest.
Facts.
Very anti-establishment, very elitist. I like the show. I like the messaging.
I agree. Ashley comes to Hillary about who she likes and obviously comes out in the process. However, she also wants advice because she doesn't know the extent, like I said before, also she doesn't know how to tell her parents, which again, Hillary seems to be one of the main people to go to for advice from at least the younger people in the house, which is dope. Mm-hmm. But I think it's dope that Ashley is at least trying to communicate what's going on with her. You know what I mean? She's not trying to stay closeted, I guess would be the word about it. She wants to find out the best way to communicate and basically to come out, which I think is a good conversation to have.
Or not come out. Right, like at least to have the opportunity to figure it out for herself before she has to explain certain things to her parents or anybody else.
But at least she has somebody to come out to.
Right, for sure. I thought it was a pretty healthy conversation. I didn't take anything from it. It does seem like Hillary is the kind of go-to bounce the ideas off of you kind of person. Because even Carlton, to a certain degree, was looking at Hillary prior to Will being there. That was the only person that Carlton was really talking to was Hillary. So
yeah, I agree. Will lets Trey know that he's not too sure about going back to Philly because why would he? Trey obviously gets upset, despite not really considering why Will would want to stay in LA. I mean, he's sitting VIP
in the
at a
Staples
D
Center,
Smoke.
fam.
Like, you're sitting there and you still can't grasp why he would want to stay as opposed to going back to Philly.
But it's Philly, bro. We got chopped cheese.
Fuck
got
chopped cheese. We got anything
cheese
you
steak.
want in LA. Fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, nah, man. Again, I get it. The connection there, their shared trauma. He doesn't want to leave Will, but boy, man, like, once again, I'm not your girlfriend. It's not like you're never going to see me again, bro. I just moved away. Like that. I don't know, bro. If you moved out to Malibu, I would be geeked. I would be like, bro, that's my summer vacation. That's where I'm at this summer. All summer, like we out here. Bet.
I'm flying niggas out.
I wish I could strategically place my friends in different places around the world that I would want to visit. I wish. I wish. But again, I think that also comes from perspective, though, because like if you've never made it out of West Philly, that was your only time leaving to go out of West Philly was to come see Will. Like I guess that's just not part of his life. Like he's not interested in getting out of them 14 blocks.
Yeah. No. I don't know, man. Okay. So after Carlton tries to use Lisa's mom's memorial as a trick-a-thon, he goes in for a kiss, which reeks of OG Carlton, because that's something he would do. And obviously she backs away from the situation.
Oh, look, now you sad. Now you sad. You try to force a girl to like you, and she gave you the Heisman, and now you sad. What's wrong with you, Carlton?
Carlton trying to play trick daddy with her mom's memorial is nuts. That's sick, bro.
Trying to strong arm his way into a relationship. Where he got real nutty is when she was talking about her mom. Like at that point, bro, back off. You know what I mean? Like, all right, come on. Because now if it go bad, it's going bad. Because now you use my mother to try to get in.
Exactly. My point.
You know
exactly.
what I'm saying? Now you risque. You real. You
like
out
it's bad enough that you're blackmailing your cousin to stay away from me, but now you trying to use my mom's memorial to get in my good graces. Back the fuck up. Like, what is wrong with you?
Oh shit! Yeah, man. Carlton is just he's going to graduate to coke very soon. Xanax is not doing it for him. It's not. He's going to graduate to coke very soon.
The fact that he took 2 steps forward last episode just to take 10 steps back, I am thoroughly disappointed.
Yeah, I'm also disappointed in Carlton, man. He put on his very best Barry Manilow impression, and he was not very favorable to me in this episode. I'll just say that.
No, not at all. I think that's all I got for this episode, man. You got any other thoughts about Bel Air episode 5?
Woo. Okay, so I think Carlton's going to be a problem in regards to keeping this whole thing quiet about Will.
You think?
Is this the end of the survivor's guilt for Will in terms of going back to Philly, or does it pop back up? I think we're done with it for a little bit because Trey is obviously not in the picture anymore, at least for the time being. So
if it pops up, it's because something happens. Something happens to trigger it. Otherwise, no, I don't. I think for the most part we're done. He's settling into a new life. I think he's cool for the most part.
And then lastly, this thing between Vi and Aunt Viv regarding Will. There's something more there. Right? It's probably not my original take that Vivian is Will's mom, even though I'm still holding on.
Clearly.
Even though I'm still holding on. But there's something there that's not just auntie, mom, son. It's not. It's more than that. It's more than that. You can see it. Like Vivian has this, or excuse me, Vi has this idea that Vivian is trying to get in between her and Will, or she's trying to replace her.
Yeah.
Why would she feel so? And then I understand, like moms feel defensive that way, right? But why so particular towards her sister? Is it like that? She's been guarded with Will and how he's maturing out there in Cali ever since she sent him out there. She's never stopped being cautious or tepid about what's going on with Will and what you got going on and don't let him get into this and take care of him and watch my son. Like, it's only so much of that you're gonna have to tell your sister, his auntie.
Mm-hmm.
Why? What is that? Like, are you afraid of their relationship growing? Are you afraid of them getting closer for some reason? Are you afraid of her replacing you in some respect? I don't feel like that's a natural fear a mother would have over her sister being with her nephew.
I would agree. And I think there, at least in this show, there's probably a deeper, darker, right? There's something that's causing that dynamic in this specific situation. But I do remember in the OG show, they did kind of have a very competitive dynamic, especially as it pertained to mothering Will. So that was always there. But like I said, I think because we're dealing with a whole new set of issues with this show, there's probably going to be something that's causing it in this specific show. So, and I don't know what that's going to be yet, at least. So we'll definitely see.
We can read some of these comments before we get out.
We definitely got to consult some of these comments. I done seen some laughing emojis. You know what I'm saying?
Pop Tay TV. That's Marte.
Marte in the chat.
Marte? Yeah. Cheating is part of black love. Having Aunt Viv cheat makes sense because black men don't cheat. I hear you.
Fact. That is a stone cold fact.
Absolutely. You know what? I retract what I said. It makes total sense to have Aunt Viv out here creeping.
Don't be having black women all in my comments.
I'm just playing.
You know they're gonna come after you heavy.
Will wondering if he made the right decision to stay in Bel Air and disappointing his mom. Trey, whom he's known his whole life. End of episode. I mean, okay, so yeah, I think he was worried about disappointing Trey and his mom. But I just don't feel like it was fair for them to turn that pressure back on him, especially his mom. Like, for him to be sitting there telling you that he wants to stay and you advocate and no, it's going to be me and you against the world, Number one, like you said, he's like 17 years old. He's going to be gone in a year anyway. And then number two, you sent him to LA because you knew it was safe there. You knew he had a safe environment to grow in and he had a chance to thrive. Why take that away from him?
And what I've been trying to talk about this entire time is they've had the resources this entire time. Like, why not utilize some of that for your son? Yeah. Why are you being selfish with his time when he can flourish in Bel Air? I think that's kind of nuts.
Let's see.
I also go ahead.
You read some. I don't feel like I done read all the comments.
No, I was gonna say I thought it was hilarious that Chillmonger called them the Auntie Avengers
for season 2.
Nah, man, we do got to see the other sisters. I think there was 2 other sisters. One was married to the white dude, and then there was what's her name?
There was Jennifer Lewis.
Thank you, Jennifer Lewis too. Yep. So I definitely want to see the Auntie Avengers. I'm here for it. Can we see it before season 2?
Let's see.
Hopefully we see it later this season.
James Earl Mons. I love the name. Would Carlton jeopardize
that name is nuts.
Career?
No, don't.
No, I said I love the name.
That name is absolutely nuts.
James Earl Mons. That's hard. I like that. Would Carlton jeopardize his father's career by letting the secret out? Carlton is petty, man.
Probably.
Carlton is petty.
which
and
is
and he's not being logical in how he's dealing with these emotions right now, even going into it. So it's not it's reasonable to think he's not going to be reasonable in how he deals with this information.
yeah. I think it's weird that I definitely feel like he would jeopardize his career, but that's the thing that's giving him, his lifeblood. I mean, he wouldn't be who he is without his dad being who he is.
No. Tony Robinson asking the same question to Chillmonger about the aunties. I think we will see them at some point. We only on episode 5. We got I would say at least 4 or 5 more episodes left. So
I actually really want
I
to
think
see
we'll
how
see
they.
them.
I want to see if they have old girl date the white guy or marry the white guy, because I kind of want to see how they would tackle interracial relationships in 2022. I think that'd be pretty interesting, because
Yeah.
it's not as big of a deal as it was back then.
Yeah,
So
but
how do you
also I
make
feel
it that
like
big of a deal?
sure. I mean, I'm not mad at it if they do it. I just feel like it's a concept that's been overdone a little bit in Hollywood. I feel like we can have a break where, all the black people are dating the black people. I feel like it's okay. We don't question the shows where, all the white people are dating white people. It's not an issue. It doesn't stand out. So I feel like it's fine just to have all the black people dating black people. But that's just me. That's just how I see it.
You got a point.
Let's see. Where were we at? Chillmonger about the Avengers. Tony Robinson. I feel in the finale Vivian will tell Phil she's pregnant. Pregnant with his baby or pregnant with Michael Ealy's baby?
I was reading the comment. Wait, what happened? What was the comment?
He said he feels like in the finale that Viv is going to tell Phil that she's pregnant. I just want to know with
Oh
whose
yeah, no.
baby.
Yeah, no, it better not be.
Mm-hmm.
And it better not be Ricky from Barbershop.
Hey. Let's see here. James
It
Earl
better not
Mones.
be
I
Mr.
think Viv
Sugar.
has a
Hey
history
man,
with
stop
that
reading
dude.
his name. Stop reading his name. That name
James
is
Earl
nuts.
Mones.
That name is nuts. You're
Yeah,
probably a
no,
cool dude, but that name is nuts.
Vivian definitely has history with blue eyes for sure. She
Yeah.
looked thirsty as hell the whole time she was there.
Well, she literally said she had history with them. I thought they said they. I don't know if they dated, but they at least knew each other
They
prior.
definitely have a professional history, right?
Yeah.
Because he used to curate her art. So
Yeah.
they got Michael Ealy, D Smoke, Dwayne Martin. I think this episode set up Jazz to be the new best friend, just like in the OG show.
Yeah,
Facts,
I would
because
agree. I
Trey
would
is
agree.
gone.
Yeah.
Hillary's sexy as fuck.
As fuck.
Carlton about to graduate to white power. I told you, yes, he is. He definitely is.
He's right there. He teetering on it.
He on the cusp. He ready. His nose is primed.
He about to go see Franklin Saint Dog. He in LA.
Man. Boy, Pop Tay TV. Why not
I'm
moving
calling that
out
man Pope Tay.
there?
It's Pope Tay. Address the Pope as Pope Tay.
My bad. Pope Tay TV. My
You
bad,
gonna say James Earl Mones correctly. You ain't gonna say Pope Tay correctly. Come on, bro.
My bad, bro. I told you to read these. Why
James
not
Earl
moving
Mones
out
is
there?
hilarious.
Why not moving out there with them? Really doesn't make sense. Not like there aren't hospitals in LA. That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. I mean, you can't be a nurse in Los Angeles. I'm sure they need one.
No.
Let's see here. K-Pack. Yeah, why don't Vi just move to LA? Vi flew Trey, find hard. Well, hold. Yeah, I don't know if this is me or you, K-Pack. Yeah. Yeah, why don't Vi just move to LA? Vi flew Trey, find it hard to believe Vivian would help her sister set up in LA if Will asked regardless to the beef with the two sisters hiding right now.
They definitely got the resources to at least help her find a job out in LA, and she can live in a pool house or some shit, man. Like,
yeah, I mean they got enough fucking space. She could live in the damn house, but I think that's telling us something. I think there's a reason why she's all the way in California, but she's a West Philly native. I think there's a reason for that. There are nice houses in Pennsylvania. You ain't got to go all the way to goddamn California unless you have a reason to get away from something, I think.
No, facts. Do you think they will bring in another Will love interest to make Lisa jealous? Hey, man, the
Oh,
original
girl.
Will.
Tyra Banks, Hooper,
Yeah. Well,
Jesse.
the original Will had a lot of different prospects, so I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
I can see it, man.